So let's rank all the films I watched for the first time for the month of January 2024. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, back again with another ranking. This time it's going to be my January 2024 first time watches. Now, I watched 26 films for the first time ever. Some of them were just, well, completely bad, and some were just, meh, okay, but some proved to be pretty good and what have you, definitely. So anyway, I'm gonna go rapid fire on the first 16 and what have you, and then get to the top 10 to talk a little more about them. So if you're ready, let's start this ranking. Sit back, relax, and here we go. Number 26 is Roleplay. Now, I should have included this on my recent mini reviews vid with some two other films, which we'll see where they wind up. This film is just the worst film I've seen already this year. Kaylee Cuoco's in it, and she's fine. The rest of the cast, man, this just didn't catch on with me. This is supposed to be like an action comedy, but it didn't provide any good laughs for me. Oh, shame, huh? Number 25 is Slaughterhouse from last year, 2023. I watched this on Hulu. Boy, I don't know what to tell you. This is now the second worst horror film I've seen to come out last year. Now, I thought Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey was that bad. This one is, eh, almost as worse than what have you. This film is just absolutely nutsoid, especially with a killer sloth. Number 24 is The Underdogs. This is another Prime original. I recently did a mini review of this along with Dumb Money, which we'll see where that winds up. This film, it's okay, but I'd say this is the second worst film I've seen now. Well, this year after Roleplay. Anyway, be thankful I haven't seen Night Swim though. But Snoop Dogg plays this guy is gonna take on a group of delinquent kids and want to be on a football team. Just check out my mini review of this, and you'll find out why this is meh. Know what I'm saying? Number 23 is Till Death Do Us Part, for also from last year. Now, this I watched on Prime, and it's okay. I mean, I appreciate it with having some killer killings and what have you, but this just had a few issues and what have you. I haven't reviewed it, but I don't know if I'm going to. But it does have a few fun bits and what have you. Number 22 is Striptease from 1996. Now, I've only seen a little bit of this film, but this is the first time I've watched the film in its entirety. This film's kind of a little, I don't know. Demi Moore was well fine and what have you. Everyone was well more a miss than a hit, especially Burt Reynolds. Ugh. Well, I will say Demi Moore was okay, but not 110% great, you know. I'll try and review this sometime down the road. Number 21 is Sleigh Bells from 2018. Now, even though Christmas was already over with, but when I found this on Prime, I thought, what the hey, a little late Christmas flick won't hurt me much. This film's kind of crazy and wavy about these three cosplaying gals, and they have an encounter with Krampus, and well, now Santa's gotta help them out. This film's kind of a little silly, but well, I might revisit it one day and review it. Number 20 is Dream a Little Dream from 1989. Now, this is one of the few films to feature the two Corys, Corey Feldman and the late great Corey Haim. This also has Meredith Salinger as well. Well, I do remember from the, well, a pre underrated Disney film, you know. Anyway, this film's kind of, wow, strange and why. It's kind of like a mind swap film like Freaky Friday and what have you. But I will say it's not too bad. Okay, now I remember where I saw Maris did soundtrack. It was the Journey of Natty Gann. There, dream a little dream. It's not too bad. Number 19 is Magic Mike's Last Dance from last year. Now, we'll see where the other two Magic Mike films wind up later on. Anyway, this film's probably the weakest. I do appreciate with having a little bit of a feel of dance and what have you, but like I said, it's fine, but not great. This film just came to Netflix recently today, so if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It's also still on Max as well. Anyway, Channing Tatum still pretty good. Salma Hayek was good too. Number 18 is Like Father, Like Son from 1987. Now, I can only recall seeing a little bit of this film long ago, but now I finally watched the film in its entirety. And it has a few issues, but it had a few fun moments. Dudley Moore's pretty funny. Kirk Cameron, not too bad either. Overall, I thought it had a few fun moments. I'll try and review this sometime down the road. Number 17 is Lego Ninjago movie from 2017. This film didn't do too well like the Lego movie and the Lego Batman movie. I will be reviewing the Lego movie later on this month. And the Lego Batman movie, that'll come up later on this year. But anyway, this film's got a few fun moments, but it is kind of strange and what have you. I'll try and review this sometime down the road. But I do like some of the characters, though. Number 16 is The Survivors from 1983. This film had a fairly funny team between Robin Williams and Walter Matthau. Sadly, this film bombed at the box office, though, but it had some funny moments. Robin Williams was pretty hysterical. Walter Matthau was fine. I might review this sometime down the road. Jerry Reed's in this too. He's kind of, I don't know, because he's the bad guy. Number 15 is Mean Girls 2 from 2011. Now, this is a direct to video sequel to the 2004 film, but I didn't get a chance to rewatch that. Instead, I watched this after I saw the new 2024 take of it, which we'll see where that winds up later on. Anyway, this sequel turned out to be pretty funny and what have you than I had thought it would be. I didn't think it would be good. Sometimes some of these direct to video sequels aren't that great and what have you, but this managed to pull off a few fun bits and what have you. Number 14 is Vice Versa from 1988. This is another body swap comedy. Just like Father Like Son, this came out just almost a half a year after that came out, and just a month before 18 again. This film is pretty funny and what have you, with Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage, right about the time he actually made it with the Wonder Years. I'm gonna say this film's kind of underrated now that I've seen it. I liked it. I'll review it sometime sooner. Number 13 is Magic Mike XXL from 2015. Well, it does have a few fun moments and what have you, but this didn't quite come close to being as good as the first one, which is still ahead and what have you. But Channing Tatum's still pretty good in it, and I will say it has a little bit of fun and what have you. And I'm surprised to see it also had a little certain someone who I will not mention the name and what have you. All I know is I recently didn't want to bring her up when I reviewed the previous Aquaman movie. You know who I'm talking about. But this film's pretty good. Number 12 is Dumb Money from last year in 2023. This film was, well, kind of fun and what have you. I mean, I liked how it kind of focused on that little happening with GameStop and what have you, but it has a pretty good cast and what have you. It just came to Netflix. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I recently did a mini review of this, of course, which also included the underdogs. Check it out. Number 11 is The Forever Purge from 2021. This is the recent installment of the Purge series. Now, they are talking about another film. Now, after watching the first two films last year, I watched this along with the other two films, which those are still ahead on the ranking. But anyway, The Forever Purge, not too bad. I mean, probably might be my least favorite, but I could change my opinion on that. when I talk about the films later on down the road. Are you still with me? Good. And you're going to be happy to know that the top 10 is on the way. Now, I am going to tell you it was really tough to do this. My number one film is going to probably surprise you, and because it's a film I have not reviewed and what have you. I probably won't since it's going to be, well, I'd rather I don't spill the beans and what have you, because I don't want this to bore the audience, okay? Because believe me, I don't want to get no more time picking fake views here. Something like this is causing some of my videos to lose the views that's been for these videos that have been coming on strong and what have you. And I'm not gonna let that happen anymore. Seriously. You've come to you're part of the Big D Nation and you need to be watching me. I'm not encouraging you. I'm just saying, okay? Alright, that about covers it. Let's get the top 10 started. Coming in at number 10 is Magic Mike from 2012. Yes, now I took a risk in watching all three films in this. I think this one's probably the best of the three. Channing Tatum was really good. I thought the rest of the cast was pretty good. Matthew McConaughey, not too bad. I'd say, well, even though this film would appeal to ladies and what have you, but hey, a guy like me can enjoy a guy flick as well, even though it's a different kind of macho type flick, not like macho like action and what have you. But you get the point. Even so, Magic Mike proved to have a few good moves and what have you. So I enjoyed it for what it had to offer. Steven Soderbergh did a good job with the direction. But I won't get too much into the details. I will try and review the Magic Mike trilogy sometime sooner, okay? Bear with me. Details to follow if I should I get that on my schedule, okay? And coming in at number 9 is Ted 2 from 2015. Now, if you saw my rewatches ranking, you know I ranked the first Ted film on there. And, well, while I only watched a little bit of this, but then soon it didn't catch on with me like the first one did, so I quit watching. But years later, I finally decided to give it a second chance since the Ted the TV show came out on Peacock, which I actually got a few good laughs of, Ella, by the way. It was pretty darn funny and what have you. This film was absolutely bonkers and hysterical. I mean, again, Seth MacFarlane does a great job. I'll try and review the Ted films and maybe, mind you, talk about the TV series, which of course serves as a prequel to the two films sometime down the road. But Ted 2, not too bad. I had a little fun with, definitely. And coming in at number 8 is Lift. Now, this is a new Netflix, well, action packed comedy. This was an action comedy directed by F. Gary Gray, who, of course, directed the Italian Job remake. This kind of felt like it, but except with a different type of cast and what have you. And it, well, took place on an airplane, not well, at various locations trying to get gold and what have you. Check out my mini reviews video of this along with another film, which is still ahead. Kevin Hart and the cast, it's are pretty good and what have you. This film's not too bad and what have you. I had some fun with it. Now, coming in at number 7 is The Purge Election Year from 2016. This is the third installment of the Purge franchise. Now, of course, we'll see where the fourth film winds up. Of course, again, as I've said already, after watching the first two films last year, I had tried to find the other films, but I couldn't. I didn't want to rent them or anything, but then I soon found them on Netflix, and I watched that along with the fourth one. But I watched except for the fifth one, which I watched on Freevee. Anyway, Purge Election Year, it turned out to be pretty good and what have you. I'm not sure that would be the best because I've only watched these films one time, but even so, I thought this was pretty bloody and what have you, and really shocking and what have you. So anyway, I thought it was pretty good. The Purge Election Year, pretty good sequel. And coming in at number 6 is Self Reliance. This is a new film that came out on Hulu after it was released prior to this last year. I'm going to say this film's so puzzling, baffling, and what have you, but it had a few fun moments and what have you. Jake Johnson was absolutely very funny in his performance, and especially this was also his directorial debut. I am going to say this film is just so absolutely crazy and what have you. I mean, you might enjoy this. I mean, Anna Kendrick was good, so was Christopher Lloyd. This is the other film I did a main review of along with Lift. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. But anyway, Self Reliance, not too bad of a film. Now, coming in at number 5 is The First Purge from 2018. Now, this is a prequel to the movies, and I'm going to say this was very good and what have you. Most people, I think some people say this is their favorite, but I could be wrong though. But anyway, this was very, very shocking, what have you. It was pretty bloody and what have you, just like what I saw in the previous film and in a little bit of the Forever Purge. I'm going to say the Purge films proved to be pretty good than what I had anticipated because I just never took the time to notice. But I'm gonna say this was a pretty good prequel in my view. I thought it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And coming in at number 4 is Mean Girls 2024. This is the new film, which is an update of the 2004 film, but of course it's more of a got more of a feel of the musical version. I am going to say this was absolutely really fun and what have you. While not as good as the original, though, but it manages to pull some stuff off, especially with its tunes and what have you. If you have not seen my spoiler free review of this, you may want to check it out. Anyway, I thought Mean Girls 2024 was not too bad and what have you. Again, not as good as the original, but it proved to have a few good fun moments and what have you. Now, coming in at number 3 is Batman Beyond Return of the Joker from 2000. While I've never really watched much of Batman Beyond, but I figured since this was on Tubi just for last month, I am going to say I thought this film was pretty good, and it's convinced me to watch the Batman Beyond series. I will soon, and maybe do a, a video of it for my month of Batman, which will probably come up later on this summer. So anyway, this film's pretty good. It has the feel of the actual show. We have the late great Kevin Conroy back, of course, and Mark Hamill back as Joker. Definitely a very, very good movie. I really thought it was really awesome and what have you. So, again, maybe I'll review this as soon as I'm done with. I'll talk about the Batman Beyond series. Now, the final two was a tough decision to make, but I haven't reviewed either of these movies. One I probably won't since it's, well, I'll get to it in a little bit. So here we go. Coming in at number 2 is Heathers from 1989. Wow, this movie, I feel bad I missed out on this one, but this film's pretty good. I will review this sometime soon this year. But anyway, this was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. But I might be wrong. I think this was 1988, but I could check. Yeah, it was yeah, it's from 1989. But but it got produced in 1988. However, but anyway, this is a really black, cool black comedy teen flick and what have you. I mean, Winona Ryder was good, so was Christian Slater, Shannon Doherty. Yeah, they were all really good and what have you. Heathers, I think, proved to be good than what I thought it would be. I mean, after seeing my friend the Diegler's Christian Slayer flicks ranking, I know he had this on there. But anyway, I'm gonna have to give a shout out and say I like Heathers. It's a very good film. Like I said, I definitely need to review that sooner or later and what have you. I think if nothing comes up, you'll get a review of it next month for its anniversary, for when it was released in the US, okay? But if Hares is second, what's number one? Well, this is going to be a film I may not review because it's, well, a documentary. So, and it was kind of just now released on Netflix. So my number one first time watch of January 2024 is The Greatest Night in Pop. Now, this just recently premiered on Netflix earlier this week. So this is kind of a late entry, sort of. But I watched it when it premiered and I was really, really impressed with it. Now, if you've never heard of this film, this is a film I would recommend you check out since I don't really review documentary flicks, but this is just a great film. it's It's a documentary which is the untold story of one of the greatest songs of my time in the 80s, We Are the World by USA for Africa. Yes, featuring all those great stars. It has new interviews with some of the people who performed this on the song, like Lionel Richie and Huey Lewis, Dionne Warwick, Sheila E. Uh, let's see here. Oh, and yes, even Cyndi Lauper. But anyway, you're gonna get to see all sorts of footage, including never before seen footage that you probably never even saw in the document. Well, in the actual making of this little music video for a song that, well, it's been almost 40 years since this song came out. Boy, that was a pretty well, long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I thought this film was amazing. I absolutely loved it for what it had to offer. It was really great to hear some of that song again. I will think of listening to it again because after all, "We Are the World" was one of my childhood favorite songs, and it'll probably stick with me forever. So there you have it. That's my January 1st time watches ranking. What did you think of this ranking? What did you watch for the first time in January 2024? You can give me your top pick, your top three or top five tops if you want to. And leave them for me in the comment section below. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you my mini reviews of the first three films in the After series. So I do hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out these other videos. In the upper left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of Mean Girls 2024. The upper right-hand corner is my mini reviews on Lyft and Self-Reliance. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my mini reviews on Dumb Money and The Underdogs. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.